Okay, we have two conceptual discussions. The first one is Baliga Properties Private Association General Partnership, where the owners and the applicant, tax map 14, lots 45-2 and 46. This is a conceptual discussion of a proposed 200,000 plus square foot distribution facility and associated site improvements on 61 and 63 Pettingill Road. This is zoned GB, which is the Gateway Business District, and this is a PUD, as in the terms of a PUD.
Good evening.
And
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
you're very good, sir. I feel like standing, though, but
No. For the record, my name is Jim Petropoulos. I'm a civil engineer at Hayner Swanson, Inc., based out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Proud colleague of Earl Blatchford. And with me tonight is Ryan Gallmeyer. Ryan is with a firm called Skinnell Properties out of Indianapolis, Indiana. So he gets the award for the longest travel distance here tonight.
Been here twice today.
You have it?
I do.
Okay, thank you. So want to thank you for the opportunity. We're going to spend a few minutes to introduce you to a project located at 61 and 63 Pettingill Road in the northwest part of Londonderry. And Mr. Chairman, as you know, Section 203 of your site plan regulations really encourage a pre-application conceptual discussion, and that's what we're here for. I won't take up too much of your time. I'm going to give you an overview of the property, make sure you understand where we are, talk a little bit about the project, and then answer any questions that you might have. The specific location of the lots in question are map 14, lots 45-2 and 46, that is up on the screen. And as I mentioned, we're in the northwest part of Londonderry, on land owned by Baliga Properties and 5N Associates. This is property that is south of the Manchester Airport and a little south and west of the intersection of Pettingill Road and Industrial Drive. This property that we're seeking to develop is located in the GB Gateway Business Zone. The property themselves is abutted essentially by undeveloped land. The Baliga 5N property, as you know, is a large tract of land. We would be the first building upon that project. And so the remaining lands, the remaining abutting properties are currently undeveloped to the south and to the east. I'm sorry, to the west. To the east, there is development of commercial and industrial properties. You probably know this already. The land is a former gravel pit that has been mined over the years. The majority of the site has been cleared. There is a New Hampshire DOT conservation easement that runs through the property and runs through a portion of the site. Now, what's being proposed, and Cynthia, I don't know if you can go to that other aerial photo, the next one maybe with, yeah, that one there. I don't know if you can zoom in on that briefly. There we go. So what's being proposed by the owners of the property is they're seeking to design, permit, and construct approximately a 700-foot public road cul-de-sac coming down from Industrial Drive and the Pettingill Road intersection. And that extension, that new road construction, will service essentially 3 new lots in a small portion of the subdivision in this part of the land. The lot that Skinnell Properties is interested in is identified as that proposed lot, and it's a 30-acre tract located on the south part of that piece of property. That public road will provide access, frontage, and utilities, sewer, water, telephone, electric, and gas, to our proposed 30-acre lot. And Cynthia, if you could go to the concept plan. Thank you. So what's being proposed, you see the road extension, is a 1-story distribution facility that measures approximately 200,000 square feet. There's a small office component, but the majority is for distribution and warehousing within this facility. Again, access and utilities from the public road. You'll notice there's an employee parking lot on the east side of the site, approximately 450 parking spaces. The building will be surrounded by outdoor vehicle storage and access into the site. On the south side of the site will be your traditional tailboard tractor-trailer type loading. On the north part of the site will be smaller doors for vans that will be loaded inside the building, that will come out of the building and go to their destination routes. So I'd like to tell you briefly, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, kind of how we envision this site to operate. It will be a distribution facility. It will have tractor-trailers bringing in parcels between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. The parcels will be sorted by sorters inside the building between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Drivers will then arrive. They will park their own vehicles in the parking lot, go inside the building, pick up their loaded vans, and make their destination routes. And they will depart for the routes between 7 and 8 a.m., returning about 4 to 5 p.m. So during the normal business hours, there's very little going on. There's several employees in the offices, several administrative people. There's also outbound parcels, and that activity starts generally with an evening sort between 7 p.m. to about 11 p.m., and then the tractor-trailers depart around 11 p.m. to destinations throughout the country. And this operation is repeated on a daily basis. So I try to give you a quick sense of how the building would sit upon the property. We know there's a lot of work to be done. We know Londonderry's has detailed site plan regulations that we look forward to working with those regulations and with the staff. The anticipated schedule would be to try to permit and design this project later this summer, early this fall. The hope would be to break ground in 2013 for an opening in October of 2014. So either Ryan or myself would be happy to answer any questions you might have about what we've just discussed here tonight.
Okay, well, we'll start with staff, and we'll do the board.
I have nothing this evening. We had met with Jim a couple of weeks ago, and this was the next step for him to take.
Hey, Cynthia?
Ditto.
Okay, I'll start with Rick.
And just for the board to know, at 200,000, it's almost twice the size of American Tire. Just so everybody can get a perspective on how big this is.
That's a very good way to put it. That's
American Tire
big.
is 125,000 square feet, so. Other than that, I'm all set.
Okay. Tom?
On the road you're going to be constructing, what kind of infrastructure would you need to put in there?
Just to be clear, sir, we'll be designing this site. The owner and their engineering team will be designing that public road.
Okay.
It's intended to be a public road, meeting town standards. We know we need sewer, water, telephone, electric, and gas, and that's where we hope to get it from. But our firm won't be specifically designing the road. I do want to mention that it's likely that these two proposals will come in side by each. In other words, the subdivision with the road will be one submittal package, and then our site plan will probably parallel that.
But who's ever building it will be supplying the
Yes.
infrastructure?
Yes.
Okay. And you said the parking lot was, what, 450
Yes.
lot?
And the reason is you've got sorters in the building at certain times, and then you've got the drivers coming in, so there's a bit of an overlap there between the two.
Thank you.
John?
No, I think it looks good.
Laura?
No questions right now?
So why are you here? What do you want to tell us about?
Just if there were any general questions about how the facility typically operates.
Do you represent the client?
We are a developer for build-to-suit clients.
So a distribution facility for what? How much load are these trucks carrying on these roads?
Weight-wise or just quantity, volume of,
All of the above. I mean, what are they carrying?
Small packages.
small packages.
Packages less than 50 pounds.
Okay.
Something similar to UPS or FedEx.
Are you at liberty to say who your client is?
We are not tonight,
No.
Okay, thank you.
but I suspect we will be when we come forward.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're all set. And so from the intersection to the cul-de-sac, that'll be a public road.
Correct.
That's what we
And then,
request.
then from there, it'll be private
All
parking.
private.
Driveway.
And it'll be a secure site. Relative to the facility itself will be enclosed by a secure fence and gates.
Will the roadway be gated at all, or?
No, the public road would not be, but
But
on-site
the
we would have gates.
private road there into,
Mhm.
would be, so. Some protection. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I think this is a first for our Gateway Business District.
I hate being the first.
To get off, I don't know if what you can do to help us to build Pettingill
Well,
Road.
I think we're fortunate. I mean, you're right, sir. We've got a big building, we've got a big site. The pad itself, the building and the pavement area is about 20 acres, and that really wants to be flat. That's 20 football fields. So that's it's a big site. So we're fortunate we found a piece of land that could support such a use.
Yeah, Lisa,
Mr. Chair, another question. Those, what essentially would be flanking either side of the public road, what do you intend to put there? Do you have a phase two eventually?
You know, that's subject to the owners of the property and their team. Just looking at it, there's that conservation easement I alluded to that runs, use my laser, I brought it tonight. There's a conservation easement here which follows the wetland. In here, it kind of bisects the site, so I'm not exactly sure as to their plans, but to me, it looks like with this road that there's a lot created here, there's a lot created here, and there's a lot created there, and there's relatively smaller lots when you look at the size of our 30-acre piece. But that will all be spelled out in terms of their application for subdivision and road design.
And this would be under height restrictions as well because of the FA in
Yeah.
that area as well, correct?
There's a navigation easement right there, which allows us to build a building up to elevation 360. I will tell you, this is not a tall building, it's about 34 feet in height. We're setting the floor at around 290, so that gets us to around 314 if I've done my math right. So we're about 46 feet below the limit that is allowed to us, afforded to us on this property.
Great.
any questions of us?
I just, thank you, I look forward to, it's been 25 years since I did a project in Londonderry, so the room's a lot nicer than it used to be.
Oh, yes, this is the new facility here, so
Yeah.
it's,
So I look forward to working with you on this project.
isn't
Thank
all
you.
the tables put
Appreciate it.
together that
Yeah, right.
we're shuffling plans all over the place. That's,
Actually, it was on North Wentworth Drive, it was right next door, I think.
oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
the old
No, it's
concert
still
hall.
here.
That was town hall.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much.